I am so excited you are joining me today. I am actually sharing with you some incredible ways to use the Dollar Tree string lights. I am amazed myself. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and let me share with you why you need to grab these lights right now. First, grab 4 sets of these LED necklaces with these jumbo plastic bulbs, and I'm pairing this with just a normal plug-in set of the Christmas lights from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be removing these plastic bulbs from this necklace string and putting it over the top of these Christmas lights. This looks incredible. You could put this on a tree. These Christmas lights that I'm going to be using in this video do not attach to each other, so you can't make them super long, but I am going to be sharing with you some really fun ways to use these for garlands or small places in your home, and these turn out incredible. So all you have to do is slip the little bulb over each light and then just tack it in place with some hot glue. I actually turned my hot glue gun down to a low temp setting, but I just was going to make sure that I wasn't messing with any of the wires or the lighting, and I absolutely love how this turned out. How much more colorful and gorgeous that this looks. My kids went crazy for it. I just kind of displayed it on an entryway table, but how much fun is this? Using Dollar Tree only supplies, you have to try this out. If you see these baskets at Dollar Tree, grab them. I feel like they are so great to put your Christmas trees down in. It gives them more of a high-end look. I just cut a small hole in the back of this basket so I'm able to feed through the cord of my lights. So I kind of worked backwards, so I'll be able to stand up my tree and then put the lights on, and the cord will be in the perfect place. But of course, Dollar Tree trees, if you pick them up, they are a little bit bare looking, so I'm using some of the garland ties that I pick up there and just filling this in. I add a big chunk of styrofoam down into the basket and then put my tree down in there. I fluff out all of my branches. I am covering the bottom with just a piece of scrap fabric that I already had on hand, and I just like this so much more than putting in a ton of messy like Spanish moss. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap my lights, and then I ended up flocking this tree just with some chalk paint. You can use spray paint, but I love how the chalk paint gives it like a thick coating. Now this does take a few minutes to dry, and I didn't care about getting it on the lights. I just put it all over because if you do purchase a tree like this that is flocked in the store, the lights too have a little bit of white in them. So I just went crazy with this and it made it like fall on the tops like if it was really snowing. But using Dollar Tree items to get a gorgeous tree in a basket, I've paid $20 to $30 for small pre-lit up trees like this before, so I think this is a really fun DIY that's really going to elevate any space. This next DIY is perfect if you have tons of extra ribbon or scrap fabric on hand. All you have to do is use another one of these Dollar Tree lighting strands and then cut down some ribbon. I did about 4 to 5 inches. It really doesn't matter, just however long that you want your ribbon to be. I just mixed up ribbon that I already had on hand. I did not end up using all of this ribbon, but definitely check out Dollar General if you're looking for ribbon. They have it down for just $1 instead of the $1.25 like at Dollar Tree. Now, when I first started, I cut this wide ribbon down in half, and you can see that it is just like falling to pieces. So while I did keep tying it on there, I do go ahead and trade that out in a minute and just fold the burlap fabric in half instead of cutting it in half. I ended up doing about 3 ties or 3 knots in between each light, and that seemed to work perfect for me. It made it look really full. And this is the part where I am just folding over the burlap instead of cutting it because it made so much less of a mess. This is so simple and easy to do. Anyone can do this. I did go back in and trim off the edges where it kind of was raveling out a little bit, but I love that pop of red color as well as the white snowflake pattern. It looks so gorgeous. So I just ended up using 3 different types of ribbons, but I really love how it makes this set of lights pop. Next up, we are making these gorgeous gift boxes that are actually lit up. I love these so much. I actually ended up just using dowel rods for these. Now, Dollar Tree sells dowel rods. I just had a pack from Walmart, so that's what I'm using. And this was like a variety pack, so I did have to pick out like the smallest dowel rods. But I'm just cutting them down to size. I didn't have any exact measurements or anything. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. But for the first one, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I just cut off a little piece of these. I felt like the full dowel rod was a little bit too big to set on a table. But the point of this really is just to kind of start with your frame. So I'm making 2 squares that are exactly the same, and then I'll piece them together with more of these dowel rods. I guess the most tricky part of this is getting the hot glue not on the table so your dowel rods don't stick to the table. But this looks really thin and like it would just fall apart, but it's actually more sturdy than you would think. Just making sure that I am attaching these really good at each of the corners and just kind of going slow, letting the glue cool down completely before I keep flipping around the frame. And then I picked up some of this mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It is super thin, so I did do several layers of this, but just tacked it down in place on one of the dowel rods and then just keep wrapping this until it's the thickness that I like. And once one roll is completely out, I just go ahead and tack it down and start another one. Now for the big one, I did leave the bottom just completely open because I want to be able to put some LED lights in here. So I leave it open, and then for the top, I just kind of added some hot glue and then just put a ton of this fabric over the top. I knew I was going to have to cut around the edges, so I didn't care what it looked like at the beginning. I just kind of putting this back and forth until it's as thick as the sides, and then cut away all of the extra ribbon. Next, you'll want to get a coordinating ribbon. I kind of wanted to stay with the silver theme, so I'm going to go ahead and just take it piece by piece so it's not overwhelming to work with, but just gluing it both directions and then putting a big bow on top. I made more of like a glam version here, but I also think these would be really pretty wrapped in like red mesh with like one of the red and black buffalo check ribbons. And then as much as I love this big one, I knew it would be really cute to make a set of them. I know if you purchase like lit up boxes like this at a store, they usually come in a set of 2 or 3. So I went ahead and made a mini little version. I just cut the dowel rods in half, and then I was able just to get away with using 2 pieces per one dowel rod, so that did save me a little bit of work and materials.
and then just wrapping the same way, just with a little mini bow. Now the bottom on this one was wrapped because I wrapped it both directions, but I was able to still put in my LED lights just on one of the sides and attach the bow and put in some of Dollar Tree's lights. But I love these. They look so gorgeous in the daytime, but even better at night. I love centerpieces or table displays like this that actually plug in, because you don't have to change out all of those batteries all the time. So I wanted to make a fun centerpiece. I picked up 3 of the Dollar Tree crates. I like these little flat ones. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint this with my dark elephant chalk paint and then sand it a little bit for more of a distressed look. At Dollar Tree, some of my favorite picks are these that have the different greenery. They have 2 silver ornaments on there, pine cones, berries. I feel like it's the biggest bang for your buck. You're not having to get tons of different types of picks and cut them down and glue them together. This already looks so gorgeous, and these little wooden crates make it so easy, so I can just push the stem through. They lay perfectly flat, and then I can just fluff up all of these little branches. So I feel like the ornaments on these are so gorgeous. Now these aren't on like the wall of floral picks at my store. They're like down in the cardboard boxes, like underneath the bottom shelf. So you have to look for them and kind of pick through and find which ones you want. You can see some of these come with silver poinsettias or flowers, and some of them just have the ornaments on there. So I kind of mixed it up a little bit, but I love those ornaments. And then I took a little bit of my leftover ribbon from earlier projects and just kind of twisted a couple of little loops and tucked that down in the bare spots, as well as some more little greenery. But I feel like this is so easy. Anyone can do this, and then you can go in and wrap it with some of your gorgeous lights, and this is going to look so pretty lit up. Make sure that you work your way around until the cord is in the back, but anyone can do this. It is using already put together pre-made floral picks from the Dollar Tree. Very inexpensive, but looks gorgeous lit up in the evenings.